Oh, what it do, you dirty babies? Welcome back to another TikTok Trash Tuesday. Every single Tuesday, I head out to the TikToks there, to movie TikToks specifically, and I pick and choose and I say, hey man, what's out there? What am I gonna see that's movie related? I watch a couple seconds of it, I get a vibe, and then I save it on my phone. I bring it all back here to discuss them live with you dirty babies every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So do me a big giant favor and right away hit that like and subscribe button. We love you for doing so. And I think we're going to have an interesting evening. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. We've got a couple of things. Am I clout chasing on a couple of the videos this weekend? You're damn tootin'. That's right. That's right. We're gonna be clout chasing off people. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build an empire here, damn it. And believe it or not, it actually is going quite well. Month over month, this channel has been doing quite well. And we're going up day after day, week after week, month after month. And it's all because of you awesome people for hitting that like and subscribe button and all those good things. And again, a big giant thanks to all those awesome people that head on over to patreon.com/HMP pre-show, post-show, dinger zone. And those people are amazingly awesome, fine folks that have been supporting our silly little program for years. Even before we got here on the YouTubes and all that kind of stuff, we were just in audio format. These dirty babies were out here supporting us, and we thank them for their continued support and contribution to our lovely here program. As I said, this is a just a live reaction show here and everything. Hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And every Sunday, of course, as is our regular scheduled programming, Half-Ass Movie Podcast, where we review a movie or TV. Well, no more TV shows. We used to do it with superhero TV shows, but no longer TV shows, just movies. Thank Christ. But this month we're doing romantic comedies from one Tom Hanks, or rom-toms, as we like to call them. We did Splash, we did Big, and next week we're doing Joe versus the Volcano. So it is all Tom Hanks rom-coms in order. So do check those out Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. Except for this Saturday, or last Saturday it was on Saturday as opposed to Sunday. So anyways, hit that like and subscribe button and the bell notification. That's how you actually know when things are coming and when they get there. All right, let's get into it. We've been waiting too long for this. Let me hit my little bleep blop bloops here, and we're going to get into another TikTok Trash Tuesday. Let's go.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm here in the Criterion closet. And
as you guys know, I am a fan of Mr. Fake Quentin Tarantino here. He's in the Criterion closet. What could he possibly be getting?
And I'm going to pick out some movies. This first one is...
That's my favorite. Like when you the key to doing impressions a lot is finding a little something, finding a hook within a character. And that's one of the hooks that he's found for this character is that Tarantino, that kind of laugh and stuff like that. It's really great.
It's a movie from Korea. Hiya. All right. It's called Memories of a Murder. It's about a bunch of Koreans that are up to no good. All right. They're never doing anything good. Every Korean movie is just about like a puddle of blood and who did it, you know? This guy's garbage, trash. Does that mean the Fockers? That's one of my favorites. You guys want to hear a secret about Kubrick? He's a hermaphrodite. That big.
I didn't know that. Did you know that? Did you know that Kubrick was a hermaphrodite? Did not know.
Maybe at the end of Space Odyssey that's floating around. Penis and a vagina. All right, that's him. There will be blood.
Penis and a vagina. That's him.
Well, hello again, Mr. Tano, you pale, spineless little bitch. You know, he filed a restraining order. You guys have this on VHS? Finally, we got a movie by my man Spike Lee called Do the Right Thing, featuring Rosie Perez, who is thicker than the stack of Bibles hiding my...
One of my favorite Tarantino things was in when he hosted Saturday Night Live, and they had this sketch about a director's roundtable, and Tarantino was in the director's roundtable here and everything, and like now he poked fun at himself because he goes like, listen, when it comes to directors and stuff, we're a motley looking group, and he kind of put himself above the other people as far as the looks department, which I did, and I'm like, that's a push. That's a push. But he did look at Rosie. He did look at Spike Lee and say, which one of us put a close up of themselves sucking on Rosie Perez's titty in a movie, and Spike was the only one who did that. Yeah.
I Love You Man is a movie that is unlike any other comedy I've ever really seen in that it is a genuine bromantic comedy. For those who haven't seen the movie, the premise revolves around this character played by Paul Rudd who's getting married. We find out that throughout his life he's always been involved in relationships, and that's been his primary focus, and he hasn't really taken the time to try to have male friends. And
male friends are boring. All friends are boring. You're just fine by yourself. You need to lead a Travis Bickle-esque existence to really get by in the world today, if you know what I'm saying, and I think that you do. Just stuff.
His life. And so when the day comes that he realizes he's going to get married and he doesn't have a best man, he makes it his mission to try to find and make a best friend before he gets to his wedding. It's a very original idea for a comedy. And both Paul Rudd and Jason Segel are amazing in this movie. Jason Segel being kind of like the male version of the manic pixie dream girl, for anyone familiar with that film stereotype. He's kind of like the guy version of that, and it works brilliantly. And the film is super silly. I mean, makes my
slapping the bass, man. Let me tell you, I hated that. I hated that when it came out, just because it made everybody say that. And if you have just a ubiquitous kind of slap it, like, and it's so bad, the horrible fake Jamaican accent and everything, and then you do the miming, it's a recipe for cringe.
My stomach hurt from laughing so hard, and I watched this movie religiously with
it made my butt hurt from laughing so hard.
A lot of my friends back in high school. We still quote this movie to this day, especially when we're on the phone.
No, I'll be there. All
right, I'll see you then, bud.
All right. Latest on the menje. What did I just say?
We don't know. That's
The chemistry is fantastic. The film is super lighthearted and just genuinely enjoyable from beginning to end. It may not be everybody's cup of tea because a lot of the humor can be quite crude. You know, it's very guy-esque humor, for lack of a better term.
It's a dude movie, so wouldn't you suspect as much, I would hope?
But for those who don't mind that, you're going to get a movie that is genuinely like heartwarming and silly and original. And also, if you're a Rush fan, you are going to love this movie.
Wait.
Or you'll hate it because you're going to be like, them Rush fans are like that. You are like that. You're all like that, Rush fans.
You don't know Rush?
No.
You don't know Rush, the
No.
band?
Mm-mm.
Exit the Warrior, Today's Tom Sawyer.
The guy
I wish I had Taxi Driver's NYC apartment.
From Taxi Driver needs to stop complaining. You have a studio in the village. That costs $5,000 a month now. Bickle, just hold on to that rent control and you're good. No need to go crazy. You should be smiling. You're in great saved. And these shady characters you cavort with in Brooklyn have water views of Manhattan.
It's lovely. Come on.
The apartment's worth $10 million now. And by the way, being a taxi driver in the 70s is a good thing. You make a living wage, and at retirement age, that medallion's going to sell for like $1 million. I wish I was Travis Bickle.
Take your murderous rage and turn it into something else. It's fine. All right, here we go. Relax, non-existent people. I'm here. First of all, Adam, did you see Sam Raimi Send Help yet? No, I haven't. I've been playing on the poor lately. I'm not going to lie to you, boys and girls. The Bill Man cometh due. And I don't know what it is, but my city likes to go, oh, you'd like to bathe yourself this month? That will be $1 million.
If I was blue, I'd betray my entire race for some alien pussy. Am I really stoned, or is his screen blue and shaking? Please, I need to.
I don't know. I can't remember exactly why I got this. Like, obviously, it's just I've become a big Burnt Peanut fan as of late, as I'm sure many of those red-blooded Americans would be as well. He's a funny gentleman. And I thought if I could, sail on, coast on those wings of glory for even half a second, if he did something even remotely movie-worthy. So I feel like I got something movie out of this, but let's see where we're going.
An answer to this, LOL. Dude, Justin, holy shit, dude. Holy shit. I don't care if you're off the ketamine, mushroom, muscle relaxer combo, all right? If I have to explain to you fuckers one more time that that's a hologram, has no one here seen
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Look it.
Star Wars, any of the Star Wars, when R2-D2 is pitching that little laser for that lady, he's, help me, guy, you're my last hope, or whatever the shit. Are you serious? It's a hologram, sir! Holograms are blue. That's the rules. That's the rules. I don't make them. I don't make the rules. That's just the rules.
I think that's true. When you think about it, how many, maybe you could get like a slight green tint to it, but for the most part, holograms since 1977, blue. Actually, hold on. Somebody should look this up because I can't do it as the show's going on. It's too much crap. Were the holograms, because there were some hologrammy sort of stuff in THX 1138. Were those holograms blue? Because those were kind of prototype Star Wars holograms and stuff like that. I think they were. I think depending upon what version you look at, those were blue as well. So I think he's correct.
You're blue? That makes no sense. What does that even mean, sir? Are you high? Are you high? Are you with that other guy? Are you with that? Is he sharing his mushrooms and Fent with you? Are you splitting it 50-50? Are you going all in on an 8-ball or something? Are you high? What are you talking about? And if I was blue, I would trade my entire race for some alien pussy right off the bat. That's what I would do. Oh, wait, no, wait.
Oh, wait, no, wait.
No, that's the human that does that. No, that's when the human turns blue. Yeah, if I was blue, I got that right the first time. If I was blue, I'd betray my entire race for some alien pussy. That's what I would do. I thought I got it wrong. That's actually correct. That's accurate.
That's as close as I got to him talking about movies was Star Trek or Star Wars and holograms and stuff. So hopefully that will get some views up.
Imprint Films just released one of their big collector's editions.
Oh boy, Imprint has been known for doing some wild and crazy things and costing an arm and a leg. See that Never-Ending Story big book thing they came out with and all that kind of giant deal? I thought it looked very neat. I do want to own that movie in 4K, but I do not want to pay that exorbitant amount of price to get that from Australia and pay. Oh my God. No. But what do they got now?
And what makes this set pretty unique is that it has a lenticular cover, because not only do you get one
lenticular
movie, you get two. And that is for Quentin Tarantino's classic.
Oh, yeah. I've seen another guy with this one.
Kill Bill Volume 1.
Listen, I like some specialty packaging. You guys know me. This is too much. It's too big. Unless you're going to have it like in the background. And like if I put it on the mantle or something like that, maybe. But then again, like it's too much. It's too much. I want the whole bloody affair and stuff on 4K, maybe a nice looking steelbook, hopefully a better transfer than the regular 4Ks that were out for volumes 1 and 2. I'm just saying those transfers were fair. They could have been better. You just upscaled 2K. We all know it. Go back and scan it, you pieces of garbage, you lazy sons of bitches over at Lionsgate. You can make it look good. We have seen, 4Ks from Lionsgate that look good before. So I feel like we're sticking with the Lionsgate Limited, but let's see what Imprint's got, because they got a big, giant, movable baseball card here, whatever the hell.
And Kill Bill Volume 2. I bought mine over at the Movie Room. Check out their website. They got a ton of Viavision and Imprint film releases. Use my code FranksMedia10. Get 10% off your entire first purchase. Guys, let's check out this box. As you can see.
What did I say? A THX letters had more of a color than blue. Yeah, I thought there was a little something to them. But so, yeah, we're going to say since Star Wars blue. I'll count that.
The lenticular cover switches from Volume 1 to number 2.
He's got a very kind of Homer Simpson vibe with this. It's like, this is a light switch. It has two functions: on, off, on, off, on, Oh, I know a light switch works, damn it.
Very cool. Here is the back of
I
the
like that.
set. And as you can see, there is Uma
Kind of a
Thurman,
gloss versus a matte.
and she is
That's cool.
Spot Gloss. There she is. Boom. Very cool. Here is everything you get in the set. You get volumes 1 and 2 and 4K and Blu-ray. You get 4
So the same crab transfers probably that we've got here.
big old posters.
With all this, accoutrement. I'll say that. I'll use a nice word.
You get art cards, and you get a big
Art cards, fart cards.
book with production pictures. Here's the 4 posters. And as you can see, they are very big. When you open them, they're 27 by 40.
So actual theatrical sized posters. In a box that big, I would certainly hope so. But then again, like it also kind of sucks because they're folded and whatnot. And then, like, unless you're in for that vibe and what, no, I just can't. I'd rather have them rolled.
Here are the art cards you get from the sets. And as you can see,
8x10s, which is nice.
They are huge.
Again, look at this stuff and tell me that back in 2003, you wouldn't have been going to the movie theater and picking up some of these lobby cards for, say, $3 a pop. I think a ton of people would have. I think they could have made so much money with that. Same thing with like your Star Wars and Marvel movies and stuff like that. They need to look right here. I can't believe it. Serendipitous. Because look, this is an original 1977. This is Star Wars lobby card of the Millennium Falcon, right? You could just go into a lobby and buy this. Come on. Darth Vader on the ship coming in at the beginning there. Look at that. Huh? We used to live in a society, damn it. So like you could have these, and I got more of these and other types. They had like bigger ones and they had smaller ones. But my dad got all those back in the day, right? So like lobby cards and stuff like that, like again, they want to charge you out the ass for these tickets and stuff. Again, charge us small amounts for the tickets, then charge us like $5 for one of these prints. Just start nickel and diming us in cool ways to make us feel like we're actually getting something, right? You would like that stuff. Exactly. People would love it. That would like, and for special things, now there's going to be stuff that doesn't sell and you'll learn about it. But like when it comes to like kids and stuff, like all of those movies are going to kill. And start making stuff like limited edition and things like that. People are rushing into your movie at that point to get your limited edition bull crap and pay you for the limited edition bull crap. But don't make it too much money. Make it so it actually like starts collecting and stuff on the aftermarket. Make people actually want to go and get shit. Make going to the movies and going to the movies on the first day, the first evening, the first showing, make that worthwhile to somebody. Make them excited to go. Do I need to run the whole business for everyone? My God.
Big cards, as usual, in these deluxe editions. And most of these are from Kill Bill 1, at least the art cards that I can tell. Here's the book, and it is very big. In comparison, there it is.
In comparison, here's Tremors.
It's a big, long book, but you get pictures from the movies, and most of these pictures, just like the art cards, are from the first film. Here is volume 1. As you can see, it's the theatrical poster design, and that back is the same as the back in this set.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Here it is. Here is the case. There's the back. Here is the 4K, and there is the Blu-ray. Another hard case with volume 2. And the back is a little different. We haven't seen that one before.
Yo, followed your popcorn making method. Was really good. Thanks. No, thank you, man. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Hit that like and subscribe button. Love you, man. Appreciate you.
And here is this. I love
Glad to hear
this
it's working out.
design. That's a cool one. One of my favorites for promoting the film. There is the 4K and there is the Blu-ray.
Very, very cool. I have dozens of posters that were given away at IMAX premieres. Yeah, they made some good ones of those. They started like I know I have like two different colors when they did the new Abrams Star Trek movies and stuff. They were like real wide posters and stuff. I got 2 of those. I've never really hung. Of course, you got to get frames for all this shit. Frames are ungodly expensive. I got more art and stuff that I want to frame up, but like again, it's just like ugh.
The weirdest thing about the word chud is that.
All right, this guy, oh my God. It's been kind of a method or a bit of a madness thing going on a bit. I'm going to play a little bit of this video and then I'm going to get into it. Let's go.
People seem to be conflating it with several other memes at once. For example, a big misconception seems to be that it was originally created as an antonym for Chad, even though the words are etymologically unrelated. Then I've also seen people claim that chud comes from chuz, which is a way more recent hood irony meme, or chode, which is way older. Meanwhile, we're also using it in a similar context to chungus when we say something like fuck my stupid chud life instead of chungus life. And the craziest part is that these confusions might be collectively changing the definition over time. Many people are using chud as the anti-Chad, and you can clearly see the influence of chuz, chode, and chungus in its derogatory application.
No, this is his 5th part of this. He has continued down this road. I've mentioned it in no less than 3 of his videos of what chud actually stands for.
This is called folk etymology, when a phonetic
which is exactly what the hell he's doing right here. He's making up stuff. He's actively ignoring where chud comes from.
similarity affects how we use a word. A historical example is hangnail, which actually comes from...
I'm not even going to say it. I want the chat to say it. Chat, tell me what chud is. Tell me what a chud is. Say it in the chat. Because I'll tell you this much. He ain't going to say it in this video.
Angnail, meaning anguished nail, but over time we conflated it so much with the word hang that we changed the spelling and the meaning. The important thing about folk etymology, though, is that it only happens when people don't know the real etymology.
This motherfucker here.
And we should ask ourselves why we're so uninformed about the words we're adopting into our vocabularies. Perhaps we're just so oversaturated with similar-looking new slang that the word chud kind of got buried in the milieu. Or
no, you're being actively obtuse.
Perhaps the far right was successful in their attempt to semantically broaden the meaning.
It's got nothing to do with the far right. It's got to do with you being a dum-dum.
Or perhaps we're just not questioning enough how the internet is influencing our behaviors.
I got some news for you. My chat's got it right here for you. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers, or chuds. This dumbass doesn't know what a chud is. He is going on and he's made no less than 6 internet videos yapping about what chuds are, and yet I've seen it. I'm not the only person in the comment section commenting it. There are other people that are going in there and saying, hey, that's not what a chud is. Chud stands for cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. And he's actively ignoring it because, I don't know, he thinks it's a left-right meme or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. Are there people that are out there using the word that don't know what it actually means? For sure. But does it make it a different meaning? I suppose it could, but I don't think so. Chud stands for cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. Outside of that, blow it out your ass, etymology guy. And then he has the nerve to go on and talk about, like, people making stuff up. Bitch, what you doing? What? All right, let me get a little woo-saw moment. Hold on. Fucker's got me worked up.
Horror movie trivia, part 3. Only.
Oh, God. We remember how bad I did last time at this. Let's see how we got this one.
10 questions stand between you and the 1% Club. Let me know in the comments where you land this week.
All right.
Each question gets progressively more difficult, but let's start off easy. Question.
I like it. It's always terrible when they go, it starts, we're going to get progressively difficult. And it's always a bitch when that first one comes right in and clocks you right in the nuts, isn't it?
Question 1. What is the name of the killer clown in Stephen King's It?
Pennywise. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Whew. Ugh. It's that who wants to be a millionaire? You screw up that $100 question, man. You're going to be a joke for life on that one. Every question that you're going to get from work at that point out is like, are you sure about that? Or you want to lock that in? Are you sure you want to lock that in, Nate? Sure you want to lock that in?
That is, of course, Pennywise. Question 2. Who was Michael Myers' first victim when he was only 6 years old?
His sister.
His first victim was his sister. Bonus points if you remember her name. I
don't.
think it's Judith. I'm sure.
Judith or Julie, maybe? I don't know. I would have just said his sister.
Someone will fact check me in the comment. Question 3. In the 2018 film Hereditary, what kind of allergy does Charlie have?
I know she's at the party. She has some sort of allergy. Is it like milk or something like that? Is it a? Oh gosh. I think it's like milk or something like that. And I think the delay on the chat is so long, or you guys just don't know Hereditary. Okay, fair enough. Either way.
She has what stands to be a pretty serious nut allergy.
Nut allergy, damn it.
Question 4. Who?
All right, listen, we're gonna push that.
Who was the first actor to play Frankenstein back in 1931?
Boris Karloff. You don't want to go too fast because here's the thing. Your brain's going to start riding, this wave. And if you're not careful, you're going to crash real fast. So you got to slow down, make sure you got the right one in your brain, and then lock and load.
That is, of course, the magnanimous Boris Karloff.
Okay. All right. We're back on track. Boys.
Question 5. What is the real name of the Black Bride from Insidious Chapter 2?
Oh, did watch those movies. Fucking Insidious. That's Insidious that you would think that I would watch such a thing. No. I've seen the first Insidious. I oddly enough, when we were doing the film find, I think I saw the last 2 that came out. No idea.
The answer we're looking for here is Parker Crane.
Parker Crane. I know I was talking about Parker Crane. I thought we were talking about Parker Crane. So that's on me. That's on me, that one.
Question 6. What is the name of the housing project that serves as the backdrop in Candyman?
Shit. I don't know.
Both the original and the remake. The answer is Cabrini Green.
Oh, that's it. Oh, man. I should have known that because it also sounds very Chicagoan as well, doesn't it? Come on down here to Cabrini Green.
7. What is the specific name of the voodoo deity that Chucky calls upon in the Child's Play movies?
Oh, gosh. Zomorato Bamungu. I beseech you, or some shit like that. I forget the exact line. Oh, NVD, you got to know that one, I'm sure.
The answer is Damballa. Question 8.
Damballa. I knew it was a ba ba ba. I knew it was something. It's the worst. I knew it was a ba 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 kind of thing. Did I get partial points?
In Psycho, what is Norman Bates' mother's name?
Shoo. Norma?
You've got Norman Bates and you've got Norma Bates.
Yeah. I pulled that out of my butt, didn't I? just never so slightly.
A real chip off the old block. Question 9. What is the year, make, and model of Christine as referenced in both the movie and the book?
Yikes, don't know.
Christine is a 1958 Plymouth Fury. Before we get to the last question, give me a follow if I've stumped you anywhere along the way. Now
I've
let's get
already
to
followed you, Pat.
this week's 1% question. In the original Omen from 1976, who is Damien's real mother?
Cloris Leachman.
Damien was born on the 6th day of June at 6 a.m. to a jackal that died giving birth to him.
It was the 1st of November.
His daddy was the devil, his mama was a jackal. Sounds like a Johnny Paycheck song.
sounds like a Quiet Riot song. What's next?
Please watch these movies, because we
Don't tell me what to do, but let's see what he's got.
might not see them ever again. With Oscar nominations finally out, unfortunately, we're saying goodbye to these 5 movies this award season.
I kind of like this idea where it's just like, we're saying goodbye to these shitty films that didn't quite make the cut. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good day. Great rest of your life. No one will ever remember you as a film. You'll die in the annals of history. We'd say you die on the rental shelves, but hey, we don't have those anymore.
I actually really enjoyed Rental Family. Sure, it has its flaws, but it's a cute movie, and it's surprisingly one of the few movies that accurately tackles loneliness. Warfare is a good movie.
Warfare is fucking amazing. Did Warfare not get nominated for sound? Because if Warfare didn't get nominated for sound, that's a fucking crime.
I just feel like we never talked about it. And
The movie ruled.
because of that, it missed out on a deserving sound nomination.
It didn't get a sound nomination? That's ridiculous. That's nuts.
Such a shame that Is This Thing On got lost this year, because I really enjoyed how it blurred the line between comedy and drama. But since it got completely shut out this award season, all we can take away
I don't think anybody's surprised about that.
is that Bradley Cooper redeemed himself after Maestro. Ryan Johnson could not complete the trifecta because Wake Up Dead Man is the first time for that movie to not get a screenplay nomination, which is such a shame because I genuinely felt it was a fresh take on the franchise. Sadly, the one that hurts the most is that No Other Choice didn't land a single nomination. The fact that it didn't even get an international film nomination just shows what the Academy thinks of Park Chan-wook, because they definitely made an example out of him after his WGA situation last year. Since none of these awards pushes got any nominations.
Hey, Life of Chuck sucks. I just want to go ahead and throw that in since I see it up there at the top and everything.
Their studios will probably shelve them into oblivion. So
goodbye.
Coleman Domingo as Joe Jackson. I was like, God.
Let me tell you something, guys. Let me ask you this. Did you see the new Jackson trailer? The Michael trailer, I think it's going. Yeah, Michael. Holy. This looks pretty good. I got to admit, I was not particularly looking forward to, kind of a Michael Jackson film and stuff like that. First and foremost, the biggest reason is I think that it's hard to do. The man's life was pretty broad there, all the way from a kid from the Jackson 5, to a man in his 50s. Was he about 50? He may have been 60s at that point. But yeah, it's like that's a long breadth of work, a lot of controversies, a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and everything in between. And you wonder, like, how in the hell are they going to put this together in a 2-hour movie? It is produced by his family, his nephew, Michael Jackson's actual nephew. I think he's Jermaine's kid, maybe. He's playing his uncle and everything, which I think is pretty cool. They're keeping the family, because you look at the guy and you're just like, oh, he does have a very passing resemblance, and there's a good reason why. That's a family member.
God damn. Are y'all sure that's not AI? Because he looks just like him. I know.
Let me tell you what, that is the best villain mustache ever, boy, right there. If you ever see a cat with that mustache, watch out. That dude is evil.
Oh, I was just expecting to see Coleman Domingo with an afro, but not with the prosthetics.
Coleman Domingo, he's going for that Oscar.
I need to think. I told you what to think.
I think out of all of this, that's going to be probably the standout performance. I think Michael's going to be fine. I think we'll enjoy, the kind of music and the reminiscing and stuff like that. I don't think that they're going to lean too hard, because it's the family that's involved so much. I don't think they're going to lean into like much, if any, controversies. Like, there'll be like a Bubbles segment or something like that. He's like, I'm going to the Oscars with Brooke Shields, something along those lines. But it won't be any we won't be hearing about any court cases, and then it'll be like, I'm sure there'll be some white text on a black background going, and everything was fine after that. We don't really like to talk about some things. Unfortunately, he left us, and that's how it all works. The end.
No, nobody said anything. They wanted the Joe Jackson hive mind at that point.
Right.
The damn juicy Jerry curl in there. Looks like this is going to be a very intense performance. I think it's great that they got his nephew. What's his name? His nephew's name. He looks incredible, man. Yeah, how can I forget Jafar?
Yeah.
How you forget the name Jafar?
Prince Abubu.
Prince Abubu.
That moves so good.
They do some great reproductions of some of his the musical highlights.
It looked like, again, that's one of those wild things is you see so many moments and you're just like, how long is this movie, man?
Peace.
Yeah, it looks
that thriller looked incredible.
Does it not? It looks
breathtaking.
It looks amazing. I just don't get excited for biopics that much anymore.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like if there's one to get excited about, this will be the one.
No, of course. No, this will be the exception. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I think that's true. But like, as we talked on the podcast and stuff, it is so interesting that living in a world that's post Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, living in a post world of Walk Hard, how we can still have these biopics and, you know, do the exact same thing that we've always been doing. I don't know. Because like, man, that movie just took the ever living piss out of bio movies. And yet we still continue to do them almost in that exact same way, which is kind of nuts.
You know when film bros are like, oh, this is the best movie ever. And you're like, huh, we'll see about that. And then you watch it and it actually is like the coolest movie ever.
Oh, I hate it. Don't you hate it? Don't you hate when everybody just goes like, hey, man, this is the best. This is the best. And you look at you, this is some bullshit. I hate this. There's no way that this is going to be good. Everybody's talking about it. There's no way that this movie can be good. I don't like stuff like that. I don't like everybody coming in and telling me that I have to like something. Because the second that you tell me that I have to like something, I'm already putting my guard up. My guard is up saying, I don't know if I want to have to deal with any of this. Well, what if I don't like it? Don't put this on me.
Anyways, I just got done watching Psycho 1960.
Was she saying that Psycho stinks? Was that what her comment was? I'm confused. Can this dog finish eating? Can you guys hear this? It feels like it's in the monitors. I can't hear it, but like I don't know if you guys can or not. Can you hear the dog eating? Let me know. All right, what's next?
So now that Texas Chainsaw is going to be made from A24 with a TV show and a movie down the road, what on earth would the TV show be about? Are they going to...
I like to think it's all about Leatherface going on a coast to coast journey to really find out who he is. You know, find out what kind of skin he likes to wear. You know, what kind of makes him him. You know.
Do a prequel and show the Sawyer family with a young Leatherface? Is it going to be a story about how the town went into poverty and they became cannibals? What are they going to do? What would you do?
Ooh, what if it was like a burger shop like Maud or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Leatherface Maud? Maybe not the worst idea. Oh, I know. You're an Alice doesn't live here anymore. Or you're an Alice kind of guy. So, all right, I get you.
At this point, I think they should go outlandish and maybe do a
Love, Eat, Chop. Ooh.
sitcom. Toby Hooper said that the first movie was a comedy. It's clearly part 2 is, why not have a laugh track in the show?
Chop Top comes in the audience. Woo! Yeah! Woo! All that shit going on. You gotta wait for it to die down.
Say just go for it. I mean, seriously. Can you imagine Leatherface with a laugh track?
Yeah, it's called. I mean, like I literally can. It's called part 2. Can a lost Orson Welles film be deep faked? Deep faked?
Last fall, Fable Studio, which is a startup run by a man named Edward Saatchi, announced that it was going to use generative AI to reconstruct the Orson Welles cut of The Magnificent Ambersons, Welles' follow-up film to Citizen Kane. He made it in 1942, and infamously, the studio cut 43 minutes of it, destroyed all that footage, and tacked on a happy ending. And so decades of cinephiles ever since have built up in their heads this idea of Orson Welles' grand vision.
Doesn't Orson Welles look an awful lot like Justin McElroy? You ever see that? I always thought that. I always thought that I got a young Justin McElroy look to him.
Basically, the way it works is this. They're going to film actors reenacting the scenes that were excised, using all of the scripts and stills and things that we have that give us clues as to what the cut material was. Then they're going to use AI to overlay the faces and likenesses of the original long-dead cast from 1942 onto those actors. So,
okay, I am okay with stuff like this as far as like experimental things and everything. Now, this also kind of gets a little bit more of a pass, even so, because it is about restoring what was artistically there in the first place. So it's not like we're doing, George Lucas revisionist history saying this wasn't perfect, this is how I would fix it. This is restoring what was once lost. So it's a more valiant effort, if you will.
I went to see a shoot that they were doing in LA. I wish you could have seen Lucy.
I wish you could have seen Lucy.
Once all this is done, you'd be able to seamlessly interpolate the AI recreations of the cut scenes into the existing movie that we have. It's sort of like a very high-end deepfake. Normally when people think about AI in Hollywood, they think about this dark future where all of the actors have been replaced by robots.
That is what is being sold to us on a regular basis, yes.
But Fable Studio can position itself on the side of the auteur. And yet, there's all these kind of ethical quandaries wrapped up in that. Is it ethical to use the voices and likenesses of actors who've been dead for decades? And
I mean, if you're pitching like Coke or something, then yes. If you're recreating a scene that was cut and maliciously destroyed by the studio and everything, that's a more gray area, I would say. But yeah, if you're like for example, when they recreated the bit for Singing in the Rain there with vacuums or whatever, maybe it was Singing in the Rain, something Fred Astaire in a vacuum. You remember that from back in the day? It wasn't Singing in the Rain, it was Fred Astaire for sure.
Didn't know that they would be used this way, didn't know that this technology would exist.
I suppose they'll drive you out of business, or else the two of you will get together and drive all the rest of us off of the street.
Well, we'll even things up by making the streets bigger.
Is this really just setting a precedent and opening the door for AI to mess around with old movies?
Well, yeah. I mean, everything is kind of an avenue for that possibility.
The Welles estate initially objected to it. They don't currently have the rights to the film from Warner Brothers, but Saatchi has been working to win them over. In 2 years, once they're all done, hopefully they'd be able to release this. But right now, they're sort of doing it anyway. This project kind of circumvented all of my knee-jerk reactions about AI and filmmaking and made me ask some thornier, deeper questions. So if you want to read my piece about this very particular project, go to NewYorker.com.
The Friday the 13th remake has a ton of criticism. Some of it is absolutely warranted, but I think the shining star is Derrick Mears' performance as Jason. I think his Jason was a mix between Part 4's Ted White and Part 2's Steve Dash. He had that sense of brutality that's so important, but also a sense of curiosity that I think the character of Jason needs.
I think one of the character was definitely not a problem that I had with the Marcus Nispel Friday the 13th remake. Which a movie I actually enjoy. I enjoy that quite a bit. I really like, what is it, like a 20-minute cold opening before we get the actual Friday the 13th credit there and everything, which I think is awesome. We go through like, almost 3 films, so to speak, worth of Jason films to get us caught up. My only giant complaint about that movie is that all of the kills, while pretty good, are all kind of stabby. They're all kind of the same. It's all just a variation of a stab or something. They set it up with the one kid in the garage and stuff like that, where there's like the chop saw or something, and you're like, ooh, that might be, and nothing happens. It was really just a missed opportunity there. Chekhov's gun that they placed out and did absolutely nothing with. It's a bit insane. But that's my only real complaint about that movie, is that the kills are just all too similar. I wish they would have done things differently.
There's ever going to be another Friday the 13th, I think Derrick should do the role yet again. What do you think?
The reason why horror franchise...
Boy, I guess I must have didn't put a couple of the what do you call them? The little TikTok Trash Tuesday graphics there in the middle. Sorry, we're just flying.
Franchises eventually fail is because they lose sight of what made them popular in the first place. People love Scream not because of Ghostface, but because it was self-aware. It deconstructed the slasher, and each film thereafter continued this meta-commentary on sequels and remakes.
Which I thought was amazing and was the thing that really brought me into horror as a genre. I was somebody, well, first and foremost, I was a scaredy cat as a little kid. I did not like the scary movies because I was a little baby. And but as I grew older and everything, I took that, that frightenness of movies, of horror movies and stuff like that, and I turned it into more of a cynical kind of art house sort of thing, where I was just like, those movies are stupid and they're below me and blah 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 blah. And then when Scream came around and everything, it was more like, oh, I understand why these people watch these movies now, and like they understand the patterns that are in these movies. I mean, like, and it's not they go for these things, not in spite of those things. They go, oh, I want to see the heroine do this. I want to see, X, Y, and Z. It's what I expect from my horror movies. And having that kind of laid out and deconstructed for somebody like me was a big help.
You loved it because it was having an honest conversation with its audience, which it no longer feels like it's doing, so here's how you say it.
You're right, because they are they like the last couple movies, they've just been yelling at us as opposed to kind of like, having us enjoy it.
In the next film, have all the actors play themselves. This way you can have everyone return, including the ones whose characters die. Reminder, Scream is Wes Craven's baby. What better way to honor him than to have the final Scream be made in the same spirit as New Nightmare? Film the
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, so kind of a New Nightmare style
movie, like a documentary that's taking place at a con that is celebrating the 30th anniversary of the franchise, which is happening this year. This decision alone comments on how franchises switch up their style in an attempt to feel fresh. And because everyone in the audience is a hardcore Scream fan, they're all dressed up like Ghostface. All the actors are on stage. During a Q&A, someone in the crowd gets murdered. Suddenly, it's pandemonium. Everyone's running for their lives.
And like, people think that it's part of the like a bit, again, much like, the opening of part 2 and everything. I'm digging it.
The actors are rushed off stage. Security locks the convention down. No one is able to leave until the killer is found. And just like in every Scream movie, people keep dying, and we keep toying with the audience on who the killer could be. Is it the stereotypical trope
Was that like
that it's the obsessed fan who's living out a sick fantasy? Is it one of the actors who over time has tragically become like the character they portrayed on screen? And
This is a good pitch. I like this. This is very good.
That's the real magic of this idea, because it switches up from documentary to found footage. We see the actors saying things that their characters would ironically say. Jamie Kennedy's talking to the camera, and without realizing, he's laying out the rules to a movie and a franchise that refuses to die. He says, that's one of the weird tropes in found footage. It's got to have a justification on why don't they just simply shut off the camera? And that's when it hits us. It's not a fan or an actor, it's the studio system. Some resentful studio executive who thinks he's smarter than the genius he's profiting from. Who's intentionally setting out to take the franchise you love and making so many changes you don't even recognize.
Ooh, like it was like an executive at the con the whole time and everything. He's the killer because he just wants to like kind of ramp things up and get things bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, I kind of like these ideas.
Anymore. The person responsible for bringing back legacy characters, even when it doesn't make sense. Because that's the real killer, isn't it? A greedy, talentless hack who doesn't have a creative bone in his body. So he takes it out on the fans. That's why this would be the ultimate Scream movie, because it's being honest again. Because it would finally be acknowledging that this franchise is no longer killing its characters, it's killing its legacy.
Agreed. 100% agreed. Wow. Very, very smart take. Very good. I like it.
this the worst movie ever released by a major studio in Hollywood history?
No, there are worse, but it's something. Let's talk about it.
Or a misunderstood masterpiece? Go back to my series where I'm watching all the Razzie winners for Worst Picture and deciding if I think they're actually bad or not. Today we are talking about 2001's Freddy Got Fingered.
Hands up, everybody. Who saw Freddy Got Fingered in the theater? Me, I did. Me and my buddy Craig went to see this movie. I think it was us and maybe 2 or 3 other people in there. Most people were not having a good time, but boy, oh boy, were we just laughing our balls off at how stupid this movie was. It's so great. Like the LeBaron stuff, it's just so dumb.
A title that I'm not sure I can say on here, but I'm going to ask for forgiveness and not permission. Freddy Got Fingered is an absurdist gross-out comedy created by Tom Green. He directed, wrote, and starred in the movie. First of all, I want to say I almost did not make this video. It took me so long to figure out how to make this video. You can tell because
Because how do you talk about that movie, you know?
last time that I updated this series was November of last year. I am very deeply sorry about that, but I've been wanting to update my Razzie series really badly. I haven't been able to get past the Freddy hurdle. Basically, Freddy Got Fingered was designed to shock people. Definitely look up trigger warnings before you decide to...
No. You need to set life straight. You need to go right on in. You need to go in with no fear. You know what we had in the 90s? We had a whole collection of clothing called No Fear. We didn't fear shit. We didn't care about nothing. The 90s, we was wild, son. We was wild. No fear. We didn't fear shit. You think we had to look at little warnings before we watched a movie going, by the way, they say some racist stuff in this. We just assumed they did. Because that's how we liked it.
Embark on the journey that is Freddy Got Fingered. But basically the premise is about this adult, childish cartoonist who is dealing with an abusive father, and I won't go into any more details than that because I can't. Simply cannot. It just goes really far in terms of jokes, physical gags. Originally rated NC-17, and they got it down to R, but just to sort of give you an idea of the
They probably took his
vibe. Goes places that you wouldn't expect a movie to go, especially not a movie back in 2001, and people hated it. It was a total financial flop. Roger Ebert famously gave it 0 stars, which he almost never did. Paul Clinton of CNN called it, quote, quite simply the worst movie ever released by a major studio in Hollywood history. It
See, that's no. Come on now.
offended people, and probably the even worse crime, many people didn't find it funny. However, over time, it has become sort of a cult classic of sorts because
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
certain schools of thought insist that Freddy Got Fingered all along was a misunderstood, absurdist masterpiece, performance art, that it was making commentary.
Well, that's Tom Green. That's what Tom Green does. So yeah, that would be what he would do, because that's what he does.
Little pea-brained critics simply did not understand words like neo-surrealism, Dadaism. One really gets me. Dadaist in reference to Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, I get it.
The conversation becomes slowly more positive over time, as it has for a lot of Razzie winners. Now, personally, I would not say I enjoyed this movie at all. I'm really not into gross out humor, regardless of what the intention.
There's gross out humor, but there's just a lot of stupid ass humor too. But that's like stupid ass and gross out are different.
Behind it is, I don't really care if it was like genius satire. I just didn't enjoy watching it. Oh, I just don't think it was for me. But so think that people probably didn't all the way get it, and I definitely think the Razzies didn't get it. Whatever happened, Tom Green was pleased with the reaction that Freddy Got Fingered got. Had a lot.
Well, yeah, like again, he had more of an Andy Kaufman idea of just like they want to give me like, you know, they're so desperate to get into the Tom Green camp okay, give me all this money and I'm going to produce something that's crap for you.
Lasting impact. People still do a lot of retrospectives on this movie. Apparently, Tom Green, when he does stand-up, people will quote the lines at him. Fun fact, Tom Green personally showed up to the Razzies to accept all of his awards for Freddy Got Fingered. He was nominated for 7 Razzies, won 5. Nominated in categories like Most Painfully Unfunny Comedy and Most Intrusive Musical Score. He was also nominated for Worst Picture of the Decade, but it lost to the last episode we did, Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth.
I just want to read this to you about Green accepting his own Razzies. It says, Green personally appeared at the ceremony to accept his awards, ringing his own red carpet and saying, I'd like to say to all the other nominees in the audience, I don't think that I deserve it any more than the rest of you. I'd like to say that. I don't think that it would be true, though. And then Green would go on to play the harmonica badly for so long that he was dragged off the stage. I don't know who got the last word there, but I don't think it was the Razzies. All right, here are the scores I personally gave it in my spreadsheet. You can see this link in my bio. Did say that it deserved Worst Picture, nominated against movies like Glitter starring Mariah Carey.
Glitter's worse than that. Come on.
And Pearl Harbor starring Ben Affleck. Next time we're going to talk about Swept Away, which is a Guy Ritchie movie, I think. I don't know.
Guy Ritchie and Madonna.
It's like none of my business, but I'll do it anyway.
A remake of a French film. You know, she that was very that was Guy Ritchie's Charles Foster Kane era. See, Alex owns some Freddy Got Fingered multiple copies. Oh, the AA Spook Show was checked in. A surprise. We gave it the diarrhea rating on Crapsterpiece Theater. Everybody go check that out over at AA Spook Show. Follow those guys over there, man. It's just one of those, like Freddy Got Fingered, Nacho Libre. There's these movies that I remember seeing in theaters that like nobody else was enjoying, and it was just me and whoever else I was seeing it with. We're just laughing our balls off. Say The Spirit with the Frank Miller remake kind of thing that was really, really crap. When Nazi Samuel L. Jackson picks up a phone and says Guten Tag, I fucking lost it. I just lost it, dude. I could not stop laughing. It was just so stupid. And then the guy that plays Mrs. South from 24. What was his first fucking name? I know Egg South. He plays a character in there who has a multiple people. It's bad. It's so bad.
So today is John Williams' 94th birthday.
Congratulations to another one around the sun for John Williams here, 94 years old. I'd love to say to you that he looks great. He doesn't look super great. He looks all of that age for sure. So the master won't be with us too much longer, but do want to say happy birthday to, I would say, still at this point, the greatest living composer.
If you don't know who John Williams is,
what are you, under a rock?
He did the scores for E.T.
We're going to be here a while.
Jaws, Star Wars, episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Close Encounters, Schindler's List, I believe. Most of Steven Spielberg's movies, Harry Potter 1 and 3, Superman,
all the themes were his. So
1978 Superman. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. He is a legend. He is, in my opinion,
the legend,
the GOAT. I know
there you go.
The phrase GOAT gets thrown around a lot, but he is, when it comes to film composers, he is the GOAT. He is,
any day of the week, Pepsi Challenge, any day of the week, bring him up.
Is the guy, and we're lucky to still have him again because he's 94 years old. I don't know how much longer we will have him, but I'm grateful he's still here. Wish we could have him forever, but that's not how these things work. Anyway, what's everybody's favorite John Williams score? Mine is The Empire Strikes Back, at least as of right now. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, The Empire Strikes Back, but I'm sure everybody else could list some other great scores of his. Let me know.
Empire Strikes Back is great because you got the Emperor's theme in there, which is really, really great. I just watched E.T. in 4K. Fantastic. Still looks really, really. Actually looks better than it ever has. Amazing score there and everything. Great John Williams score. Jaws, even come on. The man's got so much work, unbelievable work. All I got to do is dun 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 dun. You know what that is? Like again, I say to anybody else, I could show you 15 different Mozart pieces. You might pull out one or two. You go like, oh, that's this. Oh, that's that. Maybe. But if you do a John Williams score, if I hum the Harry Potter theme, you're gonna know it. You're gonna know it. Oh wait, hold on. We got a couple of chats here. People got up and left when I saw Mother. Which one was that again? Was that the Darren Aronofsky film, Mother? I liked that movie. I certainly can understand the people that I saw it with did not like it. I didn't see that with them. They were just people in the theater, and I could definitely see that they did not like the movie. I like that movie. And Kung Pao Enter the Fist, I can understand that. Piece of garbage. I will continue to say it from now until it's the end of time. I keep forgetting the lead singer of Toto is his son. Marconi's pretty close. Pretty close. But again, you got a handful. You got a handful of ones versus just a whole bunch of Star Wars, Superman, Indiana Jones, like right off the top. Everybody knows that.
So while myself and a ton of other fans are excited to see Star Wars back in theaters, I've got to be honest.
I wish I was, but as somebody who has continued to do Mandalorian 30 questions as we went along, we'll be reviewing The Mandalorian and Grogu, or whatever the hell we're calling it, whenever it comes out in a month or so here. I feel like we're getting a television show, 2 hours worth of a television show up on a big screen. I feel like they're cheaping us. I feel like instead of giving us a full season worth of television, they're chopping it down short, saying it's a movie, and putting it out in theaters. Do I think it's going to look or feel any different than what we've been seeing on Disney Plus for the last 3 seasons? No, I do not. I foresee it looking and feeling exactly the same, and therefore won't feel special, won't feel unique. And the 3rd season of that show really kind of kicked it in the nuts as well. I don't know, Luke showing up, him taking away Grogu for a hot second, then, the Ahsoka bit for it's just like, what's the point? What's the point? And then he's like back in Mando's hands by the end of it. You Martez sistered all of this shit. And he's like, he chose to, God, give it a rest, brother.
The road to The Mandalorian and Grogu hasn't inspired much confidence in a lot of fans. This movie should feel like a huge event. It's the first Star Wars film on the big screen since The Rise of Skywalker, and that alone should have fans hyped and losing their minds.
Instead, they've been screwed way too many times and say, hey, maybe I don't want that.
The marketing has caused confusion, frustration, and a growing concern that the hype is fading before tickets even go on sale.
Yup.
Star Wars returns this May, and the Super Bowl spot for it should have been a big moment. Instead, reactions were split. Some fans liked the fun and playful aspect of it, while others were just left totally deflated. It hasn't even cracked 1.5 million views on YouTube so far, which isn't a good sign. The marketing for this movie needed to be
because it feels like we already know what it is, right? It's like Grogu, Mando, movie. There you go. Okay. And honestly, it doesn't we've got 3 seasons worth of television. It wasn't particularly leading to anything. So you have to establish and execute a story within 2 hours, maybe a little 2 hours plus, to make us feel anything. And I think it's going to be an uphill battle.
Strong right out of the gate. Since the first trailer was released, interest in the film has died down a lot. Star Wars engagement has dipped. Disney Plus has trained audiences to stay home, and The Mandalorian Season 3 didn't land like earlier season. That makes strong marketing for this movie so important and essential. Disney seems to believe Star Wars sells itself. Specifically for the Super Bowl spot, the marketing team believed Grogu is the main draw, which is why they focused on that. But the online conversation hasn't been excitement. It's been debate over whether the marketing works. This movie probably won't flop. The budget's lower than other films, and it'll likely make its money back. But Star Wars returning to theaters after 7 years should feel bigger than good enough. The marketing feels thin. I think the marketing team is going about this the wrong way. There was so much more they could do. There is a smarter way to build the hype for this movie. Now, the next trailer has to do all the heavy lifting.
I ain't watched no other trailers. Like, I watched a teaser trailer, I think once. No, I know once. And I don't even really remember it, to be quite frank. I remember kind of looking at it and going like, looks like the television show. Which isn't what I want when I go to a movie. I want a movie to look like a movie and a television show to look like a television show. Now, television shows are looking an awful lot more like movies these days, but that's not necessarily the case here. I don't think.
It needs to sell the film and get fans hyped that aren't already hyped. They're already feeling negative. Now, I trust Jon Favreau made something awesome, but a lot is riding on that final trailer, and that's not an ideal place to be. As someone who loves Star Wars, I've loved this franchise my entire life. I want it to succeed. I want this movie to win. I want to prove Star Wars can still...
Yeah, but like we've also wanted that for so many times and everything. How many times can you get kicked in the balls and, think that something different is going to happen?
Still own the big screen. I'm Joey with Geek Tyrant. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Joe. All right, everybody. All I know is we're getting creatures from Derrick, sure, as seen in Star Wars 1977. And that means I'm probably going to love it. Easy to pleasy. Oh, that Dr. Pepper Zero coming back at you. All right, what's next?
Can skinny people really be funny? Because Jonah is clearly more funny than you in the film, Michael.
Jonah Hill loses his shit with an interviewer. The funniest thing I found about this is a lot of people in the comments did not recognize the interviewer.
We've done 20 fucking interviews today, and I feel like you're personally just coming after me, and I just feel like I don't know what I'm just kind of not really in the mood to do this. We don't need this interview. We've done 20 interviews. It's not fun. Sorry. You know how badly I want to. No, you think it's funny? You think this is all a big fucking joke? But this is we're here. We don't need to be here. We're here to try and sell the movie. We're not here to be your fucking friend. Don't laugh like you're my friend, okay? I would fucking knock your teeth out of your dumb fucking English.
You know what's funny about this is like because it's all a bit for selling the movie here and everything. I feel like this is what Jonah wants to say to these people, but is probably, well, I would say maybe hopefully at this time because he's a little bit younger in this video, but maybe he's polite enough not to actually say these things and then just use this sketch as that sounding board for the things that you always would kind of want to say.
If Michael, fuck no, I don't fucking calm me down, dude. Now we do this all day. I'm tired. I want to go home. I have other shit I want to do too. So I'll fucking go over there and rip your fucking hair out of your head. And you don't shut up.
It's like he's like he is in the film.
I'm stressed out because I'm fucking on Atkins. I've been eating shit all day because every fucking reporter comes in here and asks me what it's like to be fucking unattractive, and I want to fucking sit here.
You see, this is what he wanted to say. This is what he wanted to say to these people. This was a fun bit within, if you haven't put it together, the interviewer's Edgar Wright. So, they're buddies. But this is what Jonah's wanted to say. And I can't blame him and stuff too, man, because still to this day, the latest movie that he's got coming out and everything, as it happens every time, if he changes his body in some way, shape, or form, they focus on what he actually looks like. And in a world where you're not supposed to, body shame and all this sort of shit, for whatever reason, for guys like Jonah Hill, they don't give a shit. They will call him fat. They will they'll And they do. They make it seem as if, you know, if you're fat, you're an unattractive person, and that's like, hey, that's the reason why you're here. You're the funny fat guy and all that sort of stuff. And he loses weight, and then people just go like, hey, what's wrong? Are you sick? Or you like, you can't fucking win with some people. You cannot win. So, like, I mean, I understand this guy's frustrations. I absolutely get it, and especially if you, I mean, like, look how early it is his career, and you can tell that this is something that is already weighing on him. He put it into a comedy sketch, and we can all go laugh, ha ha. But he means this. He means what he's saying right here. He's using this. That's why the acting is so good, is because he's pulling from real life here.
And fucking kill you right now. I literally, my dream right now is to get out of this chair and fucking knock your teeth out of your head.
Okay, well,
no, fuck you. No, fuck you.
Yeah, that is an exercise for Jonah. That's for sure.
George Lucas never wrote a script for 7, 8, or 9.
What have I been saying for 25 fucking years? What have I been saying? What have I been saying? Have I been saying this the entire time? Now I know that all of you know that he didn't write Empire and that he didn't write Jedi. I know that you know that. But I still think there is a large contingency of people out there who believe George Lucas himself wrote Star Wars Episode 7, A New Hope, what would eventually be called that. And I don't think that's true at all. Now, I think it's true in as much as George Lucas came up with a story. I think he came up with the characters. I think he came up with a lot of the broad strokes of everything. But when it comes down to it, I don't think George wrote the screenplay. He might have wrote bits of the screenplay, but he didn't write the whole thing. It doesn't read like him. And if you get the Star Wars Archives books and stuff and go back and read some of these very, very early drafts and treatments and stuff for Star Wars, you know what it reads an awful lot like? Episodes 1, 2, and 3. Reads an awful lot like that. Very dry, very boring, very kind of sci-fi and sort of stuff. It's just it seems like the prequel stuff, which tells me he didn't write New Hope. I don't think so.
And the ideas that I think you're referencing are ideas that he had for other possible movies.
Yeah, he just talked out of his ass forever.
You know, and I had the story treatments or, you know, outlines. And we were working on scripts. Since I didn't use my stories, I have no idea what they're doing. I have story treatments of 7, 8, and 9, and
yeah, you've always said that, and you know what? You've always been a bit of a liar too, haven't you? Oh, I always thought of this from the get-go. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Shut up. Yeah. Princess Leia was always going to be a sister. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You're a liar, dude. You're just a liar. Just stop lying. Don't lie. We don't need you to lie. Just say the truth. Come on. It's ridiculous.
a bunch of other movies. And the ones that I sold to Disney and everything, they came up to the decision that they didn't really want to do those, so they made up their own.
Well, because let's be honest, how was your track record, huh? Was it astounding? I don't know if I'd say it was.
George Lucas never wrote a script for 7, 8.
Yeah. It was, 7, 8, 9. Didn't write
or
it.
9.
So it's not the ones that I originally wrote. I've kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different.
He didn't write 4, 5, 6. He didn't write any of them. That's my point. Is he didn't write even New Hope. I guess that's my point.
Different path than what I intended.
Maybe I misunderstood her from the beginning. My thought was she said you didn't write 4, 5, and 6, which is true. He didn't write 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. He didn't write any of these fucking movies. He came up with the idea. Much like Indiana Jones, George Lucas is a fantastic idea man. He's not necessarily a execute man.
My top 10 favorite found footage horror movies of all time.
All right. Let's see what we got here and how we rank it. I'm going to go out and I am going to venture a guess and say that his number 1 movie is going to be Wreck. because it feels like that's kind of the easy one that makes you seem like you're a really smart kind of guy and everything. So I'm going to say that's going to be his number one. Let's find out.
Found footage horror movies are typically viewed as inferior films within the horror genre. I personally believe that's because a lot of people wanted to cash in and try and get in some of that success that the Blair Witch Project had, because they realized that they could make a horror movie with a relatively low budget.
Right. Like even more so than a regular horror budget. That was always kind of been the great part about horror movies, is that you can put together a horror movie for very little money and it would tend to sell pretty well because that is a genre that people will go and watch no matter what, whether it has stars or not. If, you know, as long as it's got a concept and enough of an idea, horror fans will go to see that horror film. So if you can make your horror film cost very little money, the return on investment is going to be magnificent. And then you have things like the Blair Witch Project. You have things like Paranormal Activity, things that cost no money at all, making a gajillion dollars. That's what you want. That's why, you know, Jason Blum has been so successful, as he goes, all right, I don't want these movies, by and large, to cost more than $5 million. You get that much money, do whatever you want, but just come back with a movie.
And while, yes, there are a lot of bad found footage horror movies out there, there are quite a few that I personally found terrifying, creepy, and suspenseful. I also just want to preface by saying that this is my own personal list. So,
if you don't like it, you can suck eggs.
If you don't agree or like it, like I always say, it's probably time to make your own list at this point. Number 10, Horror in the High Desert. In July of 2017, an outdoor enthusiast disappears in the northern Nevada desert and is
outdoor enthusiast is code for nudist.
Never seen again. His friends and his family recall the events through interviews and for the first time talk about the terrifying conclusion of his fate. This movie really relies on storytelling and character development. But that's something that I kind of appreciated, because through the interviews we are told this very...
Boy, they cut him off at the knees, didn't they? All right. Give me just a second here. I'm going to take a quick little break. We're a little bit over halfway through here. I just kind of want to take a quick moment, and we'll be right back here. Hold on. All right. Thank you for your patience. Let's get back to it.
Taxes! Ha ha ha! Taxes! Beautiful, lovely! Taxes! Ah! Ah! Sire, you have an absolute skill for encouraging contributions from the poor. To coin a phrase, my dear counsellor, rob the poor to feed the rich. Am I right? Tell me, what is the next stop, Sir Hiss? Yes, let me see. Oh, yes, the next stop is Nottingham, sire. Oh, the richest plum of them all, Nottingham.
Man, let me tell you something. That was my Robin Hood right there. A lot of people they're like, we watched the Errol Flynn ones, we watched the Kevin Costner ones. Me, we watched the Fox one, boy. That's right. AKA the best one. Hey, Adam, new show idea, a ticking clock, then an alarm, then Garage Day from Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Garbage Day, you say? It's Garbage Day today. I always have to remember that and wheel my garbage out there because the amount of money that I pay for garbage collection in the city is ridiculous. Between that and water and everything, it's my most expensive bill. Water, sewer, and garbage collection. It's ungodly. And they're the only MFs to do it. So what other choice do you got?
Every actor who plays theater can tell you that when you come off stage one evening and you say, I nailed it. Tonight was the perfect performance. I hit everything that I set out and blah, blah, blah. Chances are at about 99% that the audience was bored.
I think that this applies for a lot of different art forms, not only acting and everything, but I saw it a lot with stand-up comedy and stuff as well. If you go to enough open mics, you will see enough wild and crazy delusions of grandeur that you will laugh yourself silly itself if you're not laughing at their god-awful jokes, which you won't be. You'll be laughing at the hubris of these people and stuff as well that will get off stage and go like, wow, I killed it. And you're like, what were you doing? What were you watching? Because you were not in the same place that I was, because I listened to your set and it was terrible. No one was laughing. I don't know what you saw in that. Because there are some people that will go out of it going like, man, I destroyed. No, you most assuredly did not. Is the destroying in the room with us?
But the cosmic justice to that story is that it works the other way around as well. When you go off and say, that was the bottom of my career, and I will not be able to ever show my face to my friends and colleagues again, chances are, unfortunately, they're not 99%, but, whatever, that people will come up to you and say, that was a great night.
Yeah. There are those times where, again, I don't know it from an acting standpoint, but at least from a comedy standpoint, where you go like, man, I am killing it, and you're not, or boy, I'm absolutely eating shit. And then everyone, as they leave the club, is shaking your hand and telling you how great of a job that you did. And you're like, well, what are you even talking about? That was awful.
Disney is making too many live action remakes, and we do not need any more except Cars with Humans.
Okay, first of all, that's a hilarious idea. We're going to get into it. But they got to stop with these live action remakes and stuff like that. I know what you're doing, Disney. You're just trying to retain your copyright status. You ain't slick. We know. We know.
Well, you are in luck because the live
It's Dan from the cartoon
action version of Cars starring only humans
has already been made.
What now?
It's called Doc Hollywood. It stars Michael J. Fox. It was made in 1991, 15 years before Cars. And they are beat for beat the same story. Now, I'm not saying that that Cars stole its story from Doc Hollywood.
I'm saying explicitly that they stole it.
But I am inferring that.
Wow. All right. I got to go back and rewatch some Doc Hollywood. Been a minute. How many times in Doc Hollywood you go, wow. Wow, I'm a car. This is amazing. Why do I think I took you to all those Police Academy movies? For fun? Well, I didn't hear anybody laughing. Did you?
Steve Martin recycles his own jokes. Here's him doing the same joke 3 different times at 3 different award shows for 3 different celebrities.
Boy, will I have something to tell you, but let's go ahead and he'll show you some examples.
My favorite one is the one of him talking to Gene Kelly and coaching Gene Kelly on how to do his most famous dance sequence in Singing in the Rain. Here you go.
I guess of all the people here tonight, it is I who has been closest to Gene throughout the years.
Which is, okay, now we're going to start explaining comedy, okay? That's a juxtaposition. Steve Martin actually had nothing to do with the career of Gene Kelly, and that's what makes it funny, is him taking credit for something that he had nothing to do with. There's your first laugh, okay?
I suppose of all the people in this room tonight, I'm the one who's closest to Jack Lemmon.
Again, see the juxtaposition. Jack Lemmon's a much older gentleman. There's no reason that he would have been the closest person to Jack Lemmon. That's a silly talk. That's what makes it funny. So you can reuse this again. That's just called a premise to the setup. We're not even into the jokes yet. That's just kind of the setup of this. And it's more along the lines of like kind of your Friars roast sort of things. These are kind of traditions that people do. You go in. It is an act.
I remember it was the early 50s, and Gene and Stanley Donen were directing a film, and I dropped by to see my pal Gene.
See, again, that's something that wildly didn't happen. Steve Martin was a little baby in the 50s. So him coming by to see his buddy Gene Kelly doesn't make any sense. That's, again, it's the absurdity of it. That was Steve Martin's stock and trade.
And they were very glum and kind of depressed. I said, what's the matter? And they said, this damn weather. We can't get this number shot. I sat there for a minute and I said, why don't you shoot it anyway? Stanley Donen said, get him out of here. I don't want this guy around. Well, the rain kept up.
See, this is a funny joke.
And Stanley said, what the heck? We'll do what Steve said. We'll shoot it anyway. Let's just get...
Taking credit for Singing in the Rain is funny. I just came by. He would have been a small child at best. I think Steve Martin's probably right around my dad's age. So he was my dad was born in 53. So Martin's right around that time. So he would have been at best a small child to have that's, again, I don't know why we have to explain what's funny.
Get this lamppost out of here and we'll be ready to go. I said, leave the lamppost. Gene said, Steve, but what'll I do when I get to the lamppost? I said, swing around it a couple of times, make it like a big deal.
A big deal.
I remember one night, many years ago, Paul called me. It was in the evening, and he said, Steve, I'm so excited. I've just finished a new song, and I just have to tell somebody. And I said, oh, great. What's the title? And he said, 47 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And I said, Paul, what if it were 50? You know, 50 ways to leave your lover. And there was a long pause. And he said, go on.
My favorite part of this is that this is literally not possible anymore.
No fucking shit! Is this part of the Gen Z thinking they discovered everything? Their Christopher Columbus syndrome?
More to this degree. If I saw someone doing the same joke at the Golden Globes and then the Oscars, I'd be like, all right, what are we doing? But this was possible because things were broadcast like a single time.
No, that's not even it. You don't even understand the art form that's going on, my friend. You don't even understand the art form.
And then put into the, annals of a library somewhere. So I dig
At least they didn't say anals.
this, and I am so happy to watch it.
Yeah, you seem fucking thrilled. He's about a month younger than my dad. See, there you go. It's what makes the jokes always funny. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but like again, it's like, okay. But it's like Paul Rudd showing up to Conan every time with a clip from Back in Me. Movies have become so irrelevant in today's world. Here it is, the Rat King himself, Asmongold.
How many of you guys stopped really watching movies between 2014 and 2016? And now you almost never watch a movie. Like the last movie that I watched was Dune Part 2. Probably.
That's a sad state of affairs, and I would say that there's a lot of younger people to where movies just are not appealing to them anymore, and I can kind of understand why. Let's see what his thoughts are.
The next movie I'm gonna watch. What even is the next movie I'm gonna watch? I actually don't even know. I wanted to watch that. I think there was a Guy Ritchie movie with Henry Cavill. It was like a military movie. I was gonna watch that. The Odyssey? Yeah, I'll probably go to movie theaters and watch The Odyssey. You're right about that.
So that's Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan will get him out to movie theaters. Outside of that, like who's doing it? And that's all the way at the end of the year. And most of those screenings are sold out in a weird ass way. I don't know what we're doing as far as that's all concerned, but nerds are going to be nerds. I'm looking forward to, some things. I don't know. I will say this, though. I've made it into February so far, almost through 2 weeks of February, and I've yet to see a film in theaters in 2026. So, bad sign. Bad sign.
Going back and watching The Evil Dead, oh my God. That movie is a representation of the dream. It's a bunch of people in their 20s got together, made a movie, and it worked. Like, it got sold. Like, and when you look at the history, too, like, there are certain things in film history where you're like, but that was just meant to be. Them making The Evil Dead, Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, Robert Tapper, the whole gang, makes this movie.
In my birthplace, wouldn't you know? That's right. Evil Dead was shot half in Detroit City and half in Morristown, Tennessee, the tiny little town that I was born in 1 year later. So you might say that Evil Dead rolled through town, and the next thing that happened was good old me. And that's kind of the town's only claim to fame and everything is Evil Dead and me. Those are the two things. And so Evil Dead's like way up here, and I'm way. Keep going. Way. Keep going. Wait.
It gets released, kind of dies on a shelf, and then one Stephen King sees the movie, reviews it in his newsletter or magazine, whatever.
I said it was
and suddenly, interest for this movie fucking skyrockets because Stephen King loved the movie. And then you hear about it gets banned in the UK, which actually helped bootleg sales of it because
oh man, old UK's all stuck up, ain't they?
people wanted to watch it so bad because it was banned.
Yeah.
And it got this cult-like
Part of the video nasties, as they will call it.
following, became this huge thing to when he eventually went on to make Crime Wave, which didn't do very well. But then he gets to come back and make Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2, man, one of my favorite movies ever made.
You know, you say he got to make Evil Dead 2, but by a certain extension, he also got to remake Evil Dead 1 a little bit.
Partially, yeah.
Evil Dead 2's the best of the three. Not my favorite of the three, but the best of the three, hands down.
I felt vindicated a little bit because I had like this reaction when I watched this movie of like, holy fuck, like that was so good. Like, so when I went online later and found people like James Cameron, Guillermo del Toro being like, oh yeah, Evil Dead 2 like changed the game regarding what you could do on low budgets and regarding like practical makeup effects and pushing cinema forward. And also when you look at the work of the Coen brothers, two very acclaimed directors, if you watch their early stuff, it's very influenced by Sam Raimi because the Coens, at least one of them was like an assistant editor on Evil Dead.
They're all buddies. They're all buddies and pallies. Yeah, that was me in my hometown too. Famous for me and the birthplace of Fred the Blob Dukes.
It's actually only 2 hours and 59 minutes. It's
So, yeah, what are you complaining about? It's just shy of 3 hours.
so good. It's so good. You have no idea how good this movie is.
Guys, this is why you don't tell them. You don't sit down and be like, and by the way, this movie has a running time of 165 minutes. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just put it on. If it's a good enough movie, which you think that it is, if it's a good enough movie, they'll last. And if it's not, well, perhaps it wasn't meant to be with this person. Perhaps you send them on their way. Send them packing.
It won't feel like 3 hours at all. It'll feel like 45 minutes. They have to linger on shots a little too long.
They have to linger on shots a little too long. Look, these are just the rules.
Cinematography is amazing. Yes, there are subtitles.
And again, don't tell them. Don't tell them. Don't tell them there's subtitles. I did that with my dad with Pan's Labyrinth. I didn't even realize it. I didn't even think about it at the time. It's not that it was something that bothered him. It was just something that he wasn't prepared for going in. And he was just like, "Oh, I had subtitles. I wasn't quite prepared for that." I was just like, I didn't even think about subtitles. I didn't even it didn't even register.
What? You can't read? They dropped the title card like 30 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even really think about the not being able to read part, you know? So like Floyd Mayweather, maybe out of luck, you know?
Minutes into the movie.
Can't watch no foreign films with Floyd. No Boonwell for you, sir.
So cool. No phones at all. And no sleeping. We're staying awake and alert the entire time.
Ooh, try to do that with a lady. Good luck.
Thank you so much for agreeing to hang out with me. It's an epic exploration of grief in contemporary times. It has to be 3 hours.
Well, that certainly seems to be the rule these days. Yikes.
Animation is so insanely funny, and it came from genuinely funny people.
Each of the major directors gave the character their own individual stamp. Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, two completely different characters.
Daffy Duck was...
I love Daffy Duck. I think Daffy Duck is probably my favorite Looney Tunes character. Mostly because Daffy Duck is an asshole. Daffy Duck is the biggest asshole in the world, but he's a lovable asshole, and I think that's what we like about him. Is that like even when he's blabbing on and on and on, there's something about him, even though he's wild annoying, he's just also still kind of endearing at the same time. Whenever he's going, my favorite Daffy stuff is always his like salesman persona and everything. He's done it with Porky, and he's definitely done it with the what you call it there. Why is my brain taking a Elmer Fudd? Wow, my brain just took a nap there. Elmer Fudd and a nondescript guy as well. But him playing his salesman role where he's always just yapping on and on and on, just doing that great bullshit talk that Mel Blanc was so fantastic at doing.
I think the first example a lot of us saw of a frenemy, that was a really complex thing to introduce to kids and get them ready for a lot of the people that you were going to be seeing later on in life.
They need each other. They're like Keith Richards and Mick Jagger.
Rabbit season. Duck season.
You have to have them to balance each other out, and if you put them together, you get one functional character.
Bugs is still around because he's cool. What I found funny about him was he didn't take anything like that seriously.
Bugs Bunny was still cool when nothing else was cool.
There's something screwy around here. Could be you, Doc.
Could be you. Oh man, it works so good. Just timeless stuff.
How do you answer this question says a lot about you and how you see the world. And the question is simply, if this thing existed, would you use it?
I think this is a very good question. I want to hear you guys' answer. If teleportation a la Star Trek was available, would you take it? I like to think that I would. Now, am I going to be the first to take it? No. No, I'm not an idiot. I'm going to wait till all the bugs are worked out. All the kinks got to be worked out of this bad boy, and then when we've had very successful transportation for a good while, where we know nothing's going to happen, no long-term things are going to, no one's going to, get your atoms reassembled and all that jazz. As long as nothing's going to happen to you and we kind of learn that everything's cool in the gang, I'd do it.
If you're not a Star Trek nerd, on their ships they have this thing called a transporter. It can instantly zap you to another location.
First of all, if you don't know that, even if you're American at all, you know what a transporter is. Star Trek transport, you got to know. You got to know.
Thousands of miles away, and it seems incredibly convenient. So if you're saying, yeah, that sounds great, that would save on my commute, you have to understand how it works. Because what the transporter does is it takes your body apart atom by atom.
Right, and then just reassembles it on the other side.
And reassembles it elsewhere.
Right.
And of course, there'd be no reason for it to send those specific atoms to
then your penis is on your forehead and you're all out of luck, dude.
To the other location. Like your body's mostly made of water, it could grab hydrogen and oxygen atoms from around that area and just reassemble you from those. In other words, it doesn't transport you at all. It transports the idea of you. It makes a copy. It's like a fax machine. And in fact, there's a Star Trek episode where they accidentally wound up with 2 copies of the same guy.
And Riker just started making out with himself. It was the sexiest episode we ever seen.
Because it assembled the new one at the destination, but did not destroy the original. So knowing that's how it works, would you use it? And this is one of those things where everybody immediately has an easy answer, but they have 2 different easy answers.
I'd just be like making an army of clones or something. Where does it come with the idea of like the transference of mind and memory and stuff like that? Because that's got does that stuff come over? I don't know.
Some people automatically say, well, no, it just kills you and then makes a clone elsewhere. But others say, well, it doesn't matter as long as the essence of you persists in some form.
I don't know about all of that. That feels like a little bit of a, well, it's you, but it's a different kind of you, and that's kind of like, hey, if we put your brain in an ape body, is it still you?
Like these are the people who one day would like to upload their consciousness to a computer so they can live forever. There's a disconnect where
I think we just charge people for that and then tell them that we did it. We don't do it because fucking what are they going to do? What is your family going to come over and be like, can we see his body going through the Matrix? And we're like, yeah, there you go. Just fucking show them a picture. Just show them a 1995 Windows screensaver. Be like, he's inside there. Here he is. That'll be another $5,000, please.
Or one version of them ends and another begins, but they would say, well, that's no different than going to sleep at night. And how many times have you put off a task thinking, well, that's tomorrow me's problem?
Oh. I think I did most of that shit today, as a matter of fact.
Like already you're thinking of
I need to grocery shop, and it's like, what, 10 o'clock?
the future you as a different person. And what's interesting about the Star Trek franchise is that everyone in that culture has come around to this second idea.
They're like, yeah, we're fine with it. Who cares?
Everybody knows how this thing works.
Oh, shit.
I received this comment asking me to show off all of my trap stuff, and there's just no world in which I'm not making this video.
My boy here likes M. Night Shyamalan's Trapped. Kind of a lot.
And there is one item that I have that nobody else in the entire world has.
I've got M. Night Shyamalan's pubic hair.
First of all, this fit right here. This is not the same jacket he wears in the film, but this is the exact same sweater, same brand and everything. I found this sweater off of an online seller that happened to be selling it in my size.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like, listen, I'm liking the dedication. I'm a little spooked by it, but I like it.
The lanyard I got off of a cosplayer that made it themselves, and they had extras, so they were selling that. I also got this toy cleaver, and on the inside pocket here, I used to have a little headphone. It was like a fake prop headphone that looked like the thing that he connected to the walkie-talkie. For some reason, I lost it. I don't know where it went. I'll have to get another one. I have two Lady Raven shirts. This is the first one. You've probably seen me wear them in videos. On the back, it's got the tour dates. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's got the August 2nd, Tanica Arena, Philadelphia.
That's just like, I mean, who knew that there was this much Trapped merch?
That's where they tried to catch the butcher. This is the other one. Those were both off of Etsy, and then I got two Trap shirts from TeePublic. This is the first one, and this is the other one. For physical media, I have the Blu-ray of Trap, and then I have my 4K copy, and this copy was actually signed by Salika Shyamalan right there when I met her in New York. Speaking of which, I also got to give her one of my Lady Raven Schnapp bracelets that I made for this costume because I also had several extras. And
wow. Man, this guy's like, I mean, Trapped, boy. Wow.
And then I also have the vinyl of the Lady Raven album. For some reason, this part didn't save in the edit, but I have two VHSs of the movie. Here's the first one. It's inspired by the Eras tour. And then here's the other one. I had to re-record this. I'm not putting that sweater back on for it, though. I also have the poster hung up on my wall. It's super reflective.
I mean, for Trap. Come on.
But there is an autograph from M. Night Shyamalan right there, if you can see it. The light hits it better right here. You can really see it. I also have the second poster that they released. And lastly, my favorite thing, my prized possession, this painting that my girlfriend made inspired by the movie. All of these are song lyrics from the movie. And then all of these newspapers are typed out by hand, just based on information that's given in the movie. So there is actually extra world building built into this painting for the movie. It's absolutely incredible.
Listen, man, I'm happy somebody likes something. It's always interesting. It's always interesting to see what other people are into, man.
And these Lady Raven concert tickets have QR codes that are scannable and pull up the soundtrack of the movie. If my house were to burn down, I'm grabbing this.
Well, I mean, because it's something his wife made. It's of a movie that he really likes. It's super sweet. But I mean, wow, who knew, huh? Yeah, see, exactly. I assumed that nobody liked this movie. Save some pussy for the rest of us. Indeed, indeed. Come on now. She might be real. She might be real. She, you know. Even I was married at one point. Come on now.
I think all the commercials suck last night, but
oh God, here comes Touré, everybody. I hate Touré, by the way. Now I want everybody to know this is not new. I've hated Toure since the VH1 days. All right, so like I've legitimately not liked this gentleman for over 25, about 25 years at this point. So I feel I'm justified. These fucking glasses, his haircut, him holding on to this thing, his weird, exasperated way of speaking and everything. This is about the new Tarantino Fincher. Let's go.
There was one commercial I couldn't forget. It was from Netflix. It's
Hey, you see, what is this? What is this voice that I'm doing? Why the dramatics? Everything I do is like, what did you fucking just run a marathon? Sit the fuck down. Come. What is gee whiz.
seemed like it was for a movie starring Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But they gave us no title. That's The Adventures of Cliff Booth, written by Quentin Tarantino, directed by David Fincher, starring Brad Pitt.
Is it though?
It's building on Pitt's character from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. For many people, the Manson thing represents the end of the 1960s. So The Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Which again, I haven't seen the trailer. I didn't I was in bed by 6:30 and out by 7, so I saw 0 of the Super Bowl. Sounds like I didn't miss much. So I still haven't seen this commercial or any of the other commercials in the Super Bowl. So again, I'm just kind of taking some word on this.
Is about him in Hollywood in the 70s. He's no longer a stuntman. Now he's a Hollywood fixer, going into scandals and making things go away. So now we're getting into the...
Well, that is kind of Cliff's forte, if you know what happens in the book.
Grittier side of Hollywood. This is a $200 million film. So it's a big fucking deal. And Netflix shows all the confidence in the world, giving you a little taste of it without even telling you what it's called.
Well, I mean, Quentin Tarantino, David Fincher, Brad Pitt. What else do you need to know? What else do you need to know, really? What you need to go on.
But they know, you see Brad Pitt, you see the Cliff Booth iconography. If you're at all into Quentin Tarantino, you know what they're talking about.
Well, congratulations, Torre. You saw a trailer that you liked. Fucking what? The Adventures of Cliff Booth cannot compare to The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. No way. You know what? You're probably right.
Okay, I knew about this. Margot Robbie,
Jamie
Presley. Striking resemblance. I mean, down to the piercing blue eyes, the wide jaw.
Good-looking ladies right there.
The beautiful, perfect Barbie lips. Even look at the size of the forehead. Okay, and both blonde, right?
Big old high cheekbones and everything. It's like a recipe for success.
Right? Jamie Presley did come out before Margot Robbie.
She's older, if that's what you're saying. Yes.
And then Margot Robbie came into the scene, and then, she's had this amazing career. Okay, so I'm watching a movie right now, and then I'm like, oh, look, it's Margot Robbie. No, it's not. No, it's not, because there's somebody else that looks like Margot Robbie.
No.
That's not Margot Robbie.
No.
This is not Margot Robbie. This is Emma Mackey.
Yeah, that don't look like Margot Robbie. What you talking about? See, this is why you need men. This is why you need men, because we could tell you right away. I ain't saying that's different. But they're both blonde. They're both blonde white girls. That much you got. No argument there. Blonde white girls, yes. That other girl even got blue eyes. She's got brown eyes. What are we even on about?
According to Google, I am late to the game on all of this. Two different people.
It doesn't fucking look like her. What do you want about? Look at the chin. It doesn't make sense. The chin, the jawline, the forehead. None of this looks the same. What are you talking about? Yeah, see? No, she's nutso. She's nutso. They don't look alike at all.
She's from Sex Education, apparently.
Okay.
Well, and then we know Margot. She was even in the Barbie movie. Did you know that?
Okay.
What is happening? And where the heck have I been?
Do you think all brunettes look the same as well? Do you think you look like Gloria Stefan or Aubrey Plaza or something? I don't know.
How many people can look like Margot Robbie or Jamie Presley or Emma Mackey? This is, I mean, and these people are like...
Emma Mackey. No. What the fuck?
Wow. Did you guys know this? Did you guys know these doppelgangers? A trifecta doppelganger?
No, you made the last one up.
Weird.
All right.
James Gunn,
It's Uncle Lloyd, everybody. Old Uncle Lloyd, he here talking about good old James Gunn, who got his start under one Lloyd Kaufman here. And James has repaid Lloyd by putting him in a little cameo in damn near every film he's done. Isn't that nice?
his first job was with Troma, and I read his curriculum vitae, and he had a master's from Columbia University, which is not bad. But he had written a novel called The Toy Collector, which I read before we hired him. Nowadays, I take anybody who's willing to suffer. But those were...
Anybody that I can screw over.
This was like in the early 90s, around 1990. And he also had on his resume, James Gunn did, that he was a performance artist who vomited on stage. That's our Hitler. If you've seen The Producers, you'll get my quotes, I'm sure.
And honestly, that does feel like that is kind of a qualifier, over there at Troma Pictures and everything. It's like we weren't going to hire him, but we found out that he can projectile vomit like nobody's business. So we hired him right away.
Or The Producers is in this fine comedy shelf here. But anyway, that's The Producers is Michael Herz and my anthem. We sing the songs, we quote it. Whenever we
just go around singing "Springtime for Hitler," you know how it is.
Down in the dumps.
I suppose you think that was terribly clever. Yeah, smart as you like, Gandalf. Give us a kiss. Thanks. There are...
This is where I stopped it. I think this is way longer than I thought it was supposed to. That was going to be. But here we go. Here we go with some weird ass Lord of the Rings thing. So we're gonna close out the evening with whatever the fuck this is.
Many big gangly rings in this world, my sweet little gerbil prince, and none of them are to be taken lightly. Check this out, Gandalf. That's actually very nice. Will you take care of Frodo when I'm gone? He's very small and wet. Yes, he's a wetty. Thank you, Gandalf. Yes, he's a wetty, and he should go live in a cave. Will you give me your ring when you leave? Yes, it's on the table next to my keepsakes. No, wait, it's here in my mouth. Hello, young darling.
In my mouth.
Ring, I will keep you forever. I think you should leave it, Bilbo, or is that too hard? Well, no, but also a bit of yes. It's mine forever and a day. It's my precious little guy. Precious? What's Tater's precious? It's been called that before, but not by you. You want the ring for yourself, you fusty old mess, but it's mine. All
I wonder if we could get copy struck for this.
Mine. Go away, please. Bilbo Baghead, do not take me for some cheap, nasty fool with no style or class. I am not here to cause you beef. I am trying to help you, son. Oh, Gandalf, give us a kiss.
What's the give us a kiss? What?
Ring must go to Frodo, and you must go to bed. I'll be leaving now. Bilbo, the ring is still in your pocket. Oh yes, so it is. Goodbye, gorgeous. Goodbye, Dad. I've thought of an ending for my book. And then, Barry from EastEnders had a fight with a swan, and everyone thought it was mint. The end. Sounds like a fantastic end. Goodbye, Gandalf, you old man. Goodbye, Billiard, my young satchel of walking mints.
I had no idea what I was doing, but there you have it. I don't know. It sounds like a Matt Berry offshoot or something like that. Well, that is it, everybody. We did it. Yet another TikTok Trash Tuesday in the books. I hope it was a good one for you. I hope it'll be a good one for me, so I can pull out some things from social media to post up there some more. I did, like 11 from last TikTok Trash Tuesday. I can't believe I pulled out that much stuff from it. So I'm going to try to do more of that to try to get this here program out to more people. And we do that by having you guys hit that like and subscribe button, hitting that bell notification, all those good things. And if you're on the mobile, swipe over to the side there, hit the hype button. That gets this thing out here. And apparently people watch this even after the stream and stuff like that. So I see those numbers going up there as well. So appreciate you to all that. And if you see this after the fact and you've gotten all the way to here, say, write in the comments, hip hop hooray, I got to the end. No one will ever do that, but I want to see if it'll ever happen. So that is it. Join us back Sunday here on YouTube. We'll be talking Joe versus the Volcano. We're excited for that one as we continue on with our Rom Tom Valentine's month. There you go. That sounds right. That's it, everybody. I'm going to let's see if maybe I can pop over to the store here for a quick second, get some food for tomorrow or whatever. But that is going to be it. We'll see you Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the old YouTube. I love you all. Bye-bye. Have a great night. We'll see you.